This was not on, in case you didn't know. No, I'm just kidding. Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking, I shall be struggling through. So I think eventually we're going to have a Q&A. So what do you think, Mr. Engineer? Put this right here till further usageness of it. We have one? Good. I need two anyway. Okay, hi everybody. Thanks for inviting me out to play. Lovin' Birmingham, Alabama, prettiest state in prettiest. What did the words go? Prettiest city in the whole damn state, or something like that.
Sounds about right.
So that sounds about right. Okay. No wait, that was Davy Crockett. That was Tennessee. Damn it! God, I'm embarrassed. I can't take me anywhere. Look at look. That never happens at home. My wife's not here to laugh at that with you. She's getting it a little too much. She's really having fun with that joke. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so I guess, you know, sometimes you have a moderator for these, sometimes you don't, so I'll just moderate myself. Well, Jim, tell us, how did you get started? Thanks for asking. You know, I basically started out as a child, and I was the one in the back of the room, you know, doing dolphin noises, and Sister Mary Agnes said, "We don't have dolphins here at St. Columba, Mr. Cummings." And they do now, oddly enough. So, you know, that's how I got started. And, you know, I was always in bands. I played drums and sing. If only I had a pair of drumsticks. Oh, wait, here they are. Okay, good. All right, we ain't half-stepping. All right. And, but no, I was always in bands, and I always sang. And whenever I'd try out for a play, you know, I'd be 10, 12 years old, and they'd go, "Oh, you should be the little prince," or the kid. I wanted to be the goat, you know, under the bridge, or the wizard, or the bad guy, or just something that was more bodacious. And I think, excuse me, what I think I did was accidentally I was doing kind of like research for the career that I would end up in, because I always kind of knew I wanted to do this. Well, tell us, Jim. Wait, which side was it? Tell us, Jim. Did you always think you were going to do this? Yes, thanks for asking. I was about 4 years old, and I was watching the Jack Benny show, which nobody knows who that is now, but it was a really cool old show. And Mel Blanc, the Elvis Presley of voiceover guys, I think, right? He was a regular on the show. Yeah, thanks. Anyway, I don't know what he said. But it sounded good. No, but my dad says to me, he goes, "You see this guy right here, this crazy bastard?" And I go, "Yeah, what about him?" "He's the one that does that Foghorn and the Taz and the Bugs Bunny and the Daffy Duck and the Sylvester and everything on Saturday morning, all those shows you like." And I go, "No, he's not." Yeah. And then you could hear him, and he was doing this bit where he was, Jack Benny was asking him, and he had a sombrero on. "So what is your name?" He goes, "Cy." "And do you work here, Cy?" "Si." "Oh, okay. Is your sister coming here? What's her name?" "Sue." You know, and he just went on. And I thought, well, geez, he's not getting in trouble. He doesn't have to stand in the corner for, you know, bugging his mom. So I thought, wow, maybe I should do that for a profession. So I was really young at the time, 4 or 5. And I just always had that in the back of my head. And then I grew up, and I was born in Youngstown, Ohio, worked in the steel mills felt like about 20 years, about 6 months. And God told me to leave because it was 20 below. And I was walking down the train tracks by 3 in the morning, snow up to my, you know, goodies. And if God was like, "What do I need to do?" I left, went to New Orleans. The snow was not up to anything there. And next thing I know, I was decking on a riverboat, and that's where I kind of made the Cajun connection, which was kind of lucrative later on. Foreshadowing. And so that was cool. And ended up designing and painting Mardi Gras floats, and oh gosh, I was the lead singer in a rock and roll band. We did really well for a while, but then, you know, you can't, you know, the bass player has to get married, or the guitar player has to move to a better band, you know. And so I said, well, hell with this, and I was getting married, so we stopped in Texas, got married, moved to California, worked at a video store, made my first demo tape, got it out to a guy named Sal Romeo, and he worked with Dawn Blue Studios, and he called me up one day and said, wow, I heard this demo tape of yours, and you don't suck. Thank you, high praise, right out of the gate. And he said, but I'm not doing anything. So I will hold on to your tape, and you know, I'll pass it on, you know, which is, I think, pretty sure, like, you'll never hear from me again for the rest of your life. And I didn't, but the guy that he passed it on to, I heard from him, which was very nice. And he was with Left Coast Productions, and back then, and this is like 85, maybe late 84, and cable TV had like just started up, you know, it was brand new back then. And there was a fledgling company, Disney. They had started a channel, and they needed some content, so he was getting ready to do a show called Dumbo Circus. This is the part where somebody goes, oh, I remember that. I remember that one. I remember that. Yeah, I remember it too. And so I ended up being Lionel, Dumbo's buddy, who was basically Timothy from Dumbo, but he, you know, you couldn't have like a 4-foot mouse. And it was a lot of little people in costume. Some were just, you know, standard issue. But Lionel was a little bitty guy, and he was a cool dude. And that was my, and apparently Disney Channel's been doing well since then, and I haven't gotten a thank you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, definitely more work. I'm a busy guy, but I've been very blessed in that regard. And then at that point, we did 120 shows, and I didn't even have an agent, so I got an agent out of it. And then about a year and a half later, that show stopped. But then I was doing other things. I was doing radio commercials and TV commercials, and basically anything that requires a microphone and a padded room, you know, where loud sounds emanate from, that's me. And that's, and I've been doing that ever since then, right to this minute. And I'm doing it here tonight, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you very much, and that's my whole life history, you know. So it's been a long, strange trip, and it's been a lot of fun. And if anybody has any questions, you're more than welcome. I guess we have that right there. But you have to say your name and your favorite dessert. And that, because those, I don't know, those are like the rules. I'm pretty sure. And does anybody have any questions? By all means.
Ready? In 3, 2, and...
Hey guys, I'm here with Rob Paulsen, and I have a question for him. Pinky, are you pondering what I'm pondering?
I think so, Gunner. But if Jimmy Crack's gone and nobody cares, why does he keep doing it?
Snarf! That was perfect.
Well, yes it was, because I'm the guy who does the joke. I've gotten paid American dollars to do that for 30 bloody years. And then I get to meet Gunner, and that is pretty much the highlight of my career.
Oh, you're awesome, Rob.
Take care.
You're
think the best use of our time, certainly because this is your time, I am profoundly grateful that anyone takes the time out of their busy con schedule to listen to what an old Ninja Turtle / Animaniac / Pinky / Carl / Mask kind of person has to say. But it is a great privilege to be here. So I think that the best use of everyone's time is for those of you who have questions. We have a live mic, and why don't you guys line up over here and you can ask questions. And
what are you doing here, Cereal Bear? Why ain't you in wood?
I don't know. It's just one of those things, I suppose.
Well, do your friends miss you?
Well, of course they do. Don't be ridiculous. Does your friend miss you?
I guess so.